Joining me now to break down the market activity at midday is Odwa Magwentshu from Momentum Securities. Odwa, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. So market staging a rebound. We saw US stocks clocking in 2 straight days of gains. Futures are in the green on that front. Europe and Asia also in positive territory, as well as here at home. Clearly a relief rally, coming through, even though those tariff jitters still remain. Otto, with the recovery we've seen recently, do you think that perhaps the sell-off we saw at the top of the week was over-exaggerated?
Over-exaggerated to a degree. However, I do think that it's not warranted. There is some means to still look at what happened and prepare ourselves. We've had a very strong rally. If we start from the United States, the rally has been going for 3 years now. So we've had that nice growth on that front. However, we are seeing the chickens coming home to roost. For example, you look at in the US, Tesla's results that came out last week, not as, they're seeing not only losing favor in China, however, also in the European counterparts where they lost some favor with the likes of Germany and France as well, sales volume-wise. So we are seeing that as much as these, one of the big seven or the magnificent seven, as much as they have been doing very well, Google as well yesterday, not doing as much with cloud computing. We are seeing that is the CapEx worth is it going to return on investment?
And that's what I was about to ask you, just off the back of the tech earnings we've seen so far. The AI investment number really increasing. Is it warranted?
I'm not favored in my opinion. However, I don't think it's warranted. I think it's, if you look at Facebook, for example, it's another metaverse. You may spend billions on something. However, if you don't have an immediate use for it, or there's no return, or if it's something that just no one wants, that will be the issue. My argument has been, right now the best winner in this AI race is NVIDIA. They are selling shovels in a place where everyone's looking for gold. In terms of the gold, there is some base cases. However, outside of DeepSeek, China has also released or implemented something on the quantum computing side, which, if that works out successfully, it will overlap all of this AI news right now.
It's really a wait-and-see game when it comes to these AI investments. Let's move over to some local news. Odwa, lots of company news out today. Starting off with AMSA, the firm's loss has widened to over 5 billion rands. The group has also warned that conditions aren't going to get any better anytime soon in the steel market. Clearly, those government interventions are really needed on that front.
100%. Slomato, I mean, as you said in your bulletin, looking at a loss of 3.5. However, not only is government intervention necessary, they also have a bit of a backlog. They announced in their statement that they still need to fulfill those promises. So that's also in addition to the pause that they have. However, in the overall look of things, unfortunately, we do need to see, especially for the likes of them, to make a turnaround, we do need to see more investment into infrastructure. We need to use the steels. We need to build, have things that will utilize that. A bailout might work for this year. However, what's the long-term plan? And that's where the infrastructure investment is necessary.
That's right. More investment in infrastructure that'll lead to growth. And I guess, Kobus, the CEO of AMSA, will be watching Ramaphosa's State of the Nation address quite closely. Moving over to the mining industry, Anglo out with an update. Both copper and diamond production coming in lower. Copper losing steam because of an operational issue, right? There we saw a planned plant closure. Meanwhile, the diamond market has been struggling. And for quite some time now, that lab-grown diamond market really just stealing market share there.
100%. That is where I think a lot of they're losing their market share in. And not only that, we are seeing that, as a society, we're not seeing the forever diamond or forever sentiment coming into play. And that's where I think put together with the fabricated or man-made diamonds, though that two combination does still is it necessary to still be going underground to get a diamond? And that's where you're seeing that sell-off or loss in revenue. However, the business did have some positives on that statement, and we are seeing the share price up about 4% right now.
Diamonds aren't a girl's best friend anymore. And I also came across a headline that read that platinum prices are falling because people aren't getting married anymore. So we need some change here. We need some change. Let's move over to some of the other Anglo-American companies. PGM player Amplat's forecasting a profit dip. Lower metal prices on that front weighing on the company. I just touched on PGM prices, platinum prices in particular there.
Yes, platinum prices, yes, but the main culprits in this particular sell-off is palladium and rhodium. Sorry, they share price dropped very drastically, and even with a weaker rand, this did not help the business in this particular period. And so that's in terms of platinum outside of marriage, also the move to EVs, internal combustion makers are not making as much money. The likes of BMW, VW, Mercedes, car sales have dropped drastically. So we're not seeing the demand side of the platinum industry, and that is definitely weighing in.
All right, let's just hit pause on the conversation before we get to your stock pick. Let's reflect on some counters that have found favor with your industry peers.
Results were brilliant. I mean, absolutely. And that is a big draw card. Yeah. But I must say that, people ask me, well, what about tariffs? I said, hold on a sec. Do you really think the people who can afford Ferrari are worried about tariffs? And I think that just sums it up. I think it's the best, number one, motor company, but it's not a motor company. It's a luxury brand. Yeah. And every half year, they just knock out, their results. So you don't have to think too far about this. Just take it. And everybody thinks I'm joking. And as I keep saying, buy the share, not the product.
The process, I think, is looking really interesting to me. So the stock hasn't recovered from the 10-cent addition to the not so bad, the not so naughty list in the US. And I'm not 100% sure 10-cent belongs there in the first place. So I think that there's a pretty decent chance that they could get off that. And it could be a really nice trigger for further upside. The discount is still big. They're still buying back shares. And I like the new CEO. I think that there's some exciting corporate activity happening at the moment. They're investing a little bit more. They're incubating a little bit more. They're combining stuff. They're listing stuff. And I think that has the possibilities there for them to actually start seeing that value unlock that we've been talking about for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How many years have we been talking about the value unlock?
So Process and Ferrari, your thoughts on those picks?
I like them. I think they're great picks. Starting with Ferrari, we've seen with the luxury brand this period, the luxury brand companies, the likes of Richmond locally, very good. We're seeing that the wealthy can still spend, and with the results that came out, I do think they're great. And right now, they're going to get more fans with Lewis Hamilton. So great kudos to that market. With Process, I do think the likes of 10-cent, the investment there is still going to pay out quite a bit. I do think the sell-off makes it, even at 2,900, a bit cheaper. I mean, sorry, that's Naspers, but Process is a bit cheaper as well. So I think they do have some upside to them.
Odwa, have you seen Bloisi's Instagram and how much followers he has?
Yes.
It's crazy. Anyway, let's get your stock pick quickly.
Mine is ShopRite. Today, I think, especially with Pick n Pay's update, losing 30 supermarkets, that's where ShopRite came in. They are expanding quite aggressively. They're doing very well. And the share price has been pulling back, giving it some better pricing to get in at.
All right, Odwa, thanks so much for joining us and taking us through the day's markets action at midday. That was Odwa Magwentshu from Momentum.